I'm sharing my experience with you.
Hi everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for to everybody. Um, Welcome to our live. And here we have the one and only Sarah from BDV. I am RR from BDV Solutions as well. And then today we have a special guest. We have Mursal. Welcome, Mursal.
Hi everyone. Also, I'm saying firstly good morning, America. Uh, Finally, we are in America now. I'm in America. Yes, it was long term, but as I say, finally I am in America. First, I want to also introduce about myself. My name is Mursal Muradov. I am originally from Azerbaijan. As I said, also we are speaking Azerbaijani language and Turkish language, also and Russian language. We are close all Caucasian nations because we are Caucasian, and it is also, by the way, so helped me as a research because they have a lot of information in Turkish language when I research about BDV. Um, like that, we can start also questions.
All right. So yes, we have a lot of people joining to hear about your experience. So guys, basically what we're doing today, it's when we talk about our former clients and we have testimonials every Tuesday, a lot of the comments are, oh, can we reach out to them? Can we talk to them? Can we hear from them? So we heard you and we want to you guys have the opportunity to ask some of our former clients. And here we have here our head of sales, which is Sarah from BDV Solutions. But really, we're just hoping to get questions from you guys answer. And the testimonial live here from Mursal himself. Um, he filed a consular process, right? Mursal, you filed from your country, and then there was a time period that you were waiting, and maybe there were some obstacles along the way, and then maybe there were some things that were easy for you, some things that were not that easy for you. So I would like to talk a little bit about that and how you can recommend people to go through those period times that maybe some anxiety, or maybe it's like people want to give up, or people are thinking that, oh my gosh, it's BDV Solutions that's taking so long. So what is it that do you have any wisdom, any wise words for the people that are right now thinking about doing it? Let's start with the people that haven't not started the process. They are thinking about starting the process. What would you recommend? What would you say to people that are thinking about starting the process?
First, I can say yes, I am former client of BDV, but I feel like BDV is like my family because we share a lot of timeline, a lot of we spend a lot of time with BDV. Also, when I get my green card, all BDV members emailed me, and a lot of congratulation messages. It's really felt happy, and it's not automatic messages. I am saying because I can say also people a lot of recommendation. The main recommendation. Be patient. Be patient because, as you say, it's long process. It's long process, and we need keep our patient, and we need also collect our documents in time. Also, I was when I get to consular processing, it was my administrative process. You know, administrative process. What is the administrative process? It's a long time, and it was also um, because of me. I forgot my documents, my attestation, my high diploma letter, and it was administrative process. But I was wait, and also emailed always the embassy, and finally I got my green card. Right now I am in America, and
Yeah,
I'm waiting starting it, also my job.
great.
You just arrived, didn't you? Like a couple weeks ago to the US?
No, not couple of weeks ago. I arrived the USA on February.
In February. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Yeah, I think a lot of clients that I talk to, when I ask them like, what would you tell customers that are thinking about? Usually, what I hear is just do it sooner. Like the sooner the better, because you just get in the line. Like right, the faster you get in the line, the faster you get your green card. So that's one of the things that they're like, oh, if I wish I could do it at something over again to apply sooner instead of like waiting for so long and making sure that's the right thing or not the right thing or try to do other ways. But that's the one thing that I hear the most. Sarah, there's a
Well,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna ask because I mean, for me, I'm an immigrant as well, and I didn't know until I started working at BDV what the EB3 process was. So I'm always curious to ask like our successful clients, like one, how did you hear about BDV, and two, like how did you know about EB3, and what made you decide to, especially back in the day, because you started the process in 2020, right? So back in the day, like how did you know about BDV, or how did you make that decision to say, hey, I'm this is especially you being outside the US. I have a lot of people that will come visit the office and they're
Yes.
like, okay, they're real. But you being outside of the US, like how did you make that decision to be like, okay, I'm gonna take a leap of faith and I'm gonna go with BDV and I'm gonna start my process?
As you said, I wasn't outside of the USA, and this is my also first time in the coming to USA. I recommend as a people I can say a lot of as a recommendation researching process. I research a lot of Google reviews, testimonials. Also, first big you have a lot of big group in the Facebook that have a lot of green card cases, and it is absolutely real. It's like me. A lot of nations they recommend me. Also, when I do research the Google I came across Yeşil Kart Forum is Turkish side. Yeşil Kart Forum also share the people a lot of reviews. Its reviews is very important, and BDV Solution has a lot of reviews, a lot of testimonials, a lot of former clients. Former clients also. Uh, One Turkish former clients, Albert, also advised me you can work in the BDV because they are so professional. As Albert said, BDV is so professional, all stage, consular stage, documenting stage. Also, when I mailed to BDV, team always replied me what I want, what I need.
That's great. We do have a big, I have to say, we have a big audience in Turkey. We have a few people that work
Yes,
with us that have a community in Turkey. And, we've experienced like a lot of people reaching out and really happy that BDV is answering the questions. And then to some of the comments here, Julian, are you saying you've been years trying to find someone to guide you, and finally you find, hopefully you already client. If not, you're already talking to someone. But yes, I think being in the business also for so long, right? Like we have been in business for 13 years. You don't have many people in the industry that have been that many years in the industry. I think that's important because there are a lot of, you might just see some people that are new players here and they're promising, but they don't have the experience and they don't have the structure that we have to help the clients. But one question here, Sarah, you might want to talk about, and I think it was Nadine. Nadine, I think you joined the live yesterday with the USCIS former director, and you asked a question, but I'm sorry if we didn't get to the question. But maybe you want to talk a little bit about the Trump administration, Sarah, some of the questions you might be getting, and address this question here.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of videos. Our general counsel, Chris Richardson, and president has done several videos about, well, last year did videos on, what the Trump administration would look like, and what, after our government relations teams did a review on that administration last year, just when he was nominated the Republican nominee. And also this year, obviously, when he became president, and with all the executive orders, we've done a ton of videos to try and keep everyone as informed as possible, including us at BDV. So you can definitely go and watch those. Those are very informative, a lot more informative than I would ever be, because I'm just basically copying everything he says, because he's our president, general counsel, he's an attorney, he's part of our government relations team that works directly with USCIS and has really good networks to be able to keep us informed about the most up-to-date information. So I would definitely would suggest watching those. And then, yeah, just because I want to keep it on the topic of Mursal and talking about his testimonial. But Nadeem, I'm happy if you want to just DM me on Facebook, or if you have an account on our website, just ask for it. And I'm happy to sit and explain all of it for an hour. I just want to make sure we get to learning a little bit more about Mursal.
Yeah. And just a few things here. So, James, you're new here. Welcome. You're saying you're totally lost. We don't want you lost. Please visit our website. We'll DM you too after this. We'll give you the website. But the process will be, today is just a chat. We're chatting with Mursal. He's our former client. Just, if you have any questions in the process, which there's one here for you, Mursal, I'll read right next. But James, don't get lost. We want to help you. So there's a BDV Solution website. So it's www.bdvsolutions.com. And then you'll create an account. Once you create an account, Sarah and her team can chat with you directly. So that's when they go into more details into your case, because we don't want to make your case public and talk about private information with everybody. But we do guide you to our website, and then you create an account, and that's, you have a direct channel with us to chat. So hopefully that's helpful. But we also send you a message right after with the website and the directions to open an account. Mursal, I think that's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Sarah.
Just because I'm curious, I've looked through your case and all your approval dates, Mursal, and when you filed LC and I-40 and all that stuff. And I'm curious, and now that you explained to me that you in the first time you didn't bring, was it your job offer letter or whatever it was, and then that's what made you go into administrative processing. How long had it been before the administrative processing when you got to that step where you forgot to bring in that document? How long had you already been processing?
Approximately, as a term, 1 year administrative processing.
So yes. So you filed your labor certification in 2020, and then from here, like, when did you get to? Because your first interview date was in 2022, right? And that's where you.
My interview date was 2020, 24. No, sorry.
So maybe
2023, not 23. Yes.
Say that again.
23.
It was 23. Yes.
Got it. Okay, and then that's when that happened. And then you were in a year during administrative processing.
Yes, unfortunately, as I said, I forgot my main documents. Which one is the important? I forgot my height. Yes.
Yeah, that's very important. That's the most important document. So yeah, I mean, but you're here now, you're in the US and you've gotten through that. And so we like to, a lot of people online say that we only post the pretty side of things. And we like to post any timeline of any of our successful clients that are willing to do a video like you yourself, or to post their own timeline on our Facebook group, because we want to show everyone that everyone's process is going to be different. All of them, even if you started, like I have had people that started the same time. And I believe, that one of the same sponsors that you had, I've had people that started the process around the same time and were just like yourself, approved this year, or approved back in 2022. So everyone, even if it's the same sponsor and it's the same year, it can be completely different because of USCIS, because of the applicant in your case, or anything that goes on through the process could really affect the processing times. And so that's very important to have a team behind you to make sure that, like, I'm sure that, now in protocol, after, maybe have seen you forget your job offer letter, our client services team is like, don't forget the job offer letters, because we learn from the things that we've done in the past 13 years. But yeah, so I guess some other questions are coming.
Yeah, so there's a question here, Mursal, for you. It's about the questions that you get as consular process. What type of questions did you get?
It is the plain. There was kind also. Where are you from? what is your job, uh, what is the future plan, like that. And it's so easy questions, not it's a difficult questions. But um, as Sarah said, um, most of people, most of clients maybe compare our cases, a lot of cases, but every case is different. Every case is not same. I was an administrative process. It's not you will people you will also administrative process. It's
Yeah.
because of me. And I will not also say I was an administrative process by the administration, and I got my green card and Trump administration time. And
Yeah.
also it is, yes, it is obvious, as a Trump said, legal visa and legal document is very important.
Yeah.
Also Trump administration,
Yeah.
I can say they support uh, this process.
Legal immigration, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
legal immigration.
Those are
And
two really good points that you've made. One is like the question. So I always get people that have maybe an experience with a non-immigrant visa interview, like a tourist visa or a student visa. And in those interviews, they're very strict. They're cracking down on those
yes,
interviews. They're trying to catch you in a lie, basically, that you're going to come to the US and just stay here forever. And they're just like kind of trying to trick you in question to not give you the visa. This is a green card process. So a lot of the times, like, I don't know how long yours was, but I've seen interviews that lasted 5-10 minutes. They asked a couple questions about your process, about your sponsor, and that's it. Because they know that that's your intent to come live in the US, come stay permanently in the US. It's a green card process, not like those non-immigrant visa interviews. So a lot of people get scared about the embassy interview. So that's really good. Just to note to everybody that it's very, very different. And before then, they've already really checked your eligibility, and they're just kind of, it's just protocol. They want to see you face to face. They want to look at you. They want to talk to you. And yeah, I mean, that's one thing. And then with the Trump administration, like Nadeem asked earlier, yeah, I mean, this is a completely legal process, and it's helping the US economy because it's helping, US employers that are in such labor shortages that could eventually, possibly in 5-10 plus years go out of business because they're not able to get workers, US workers, to fill these jobs. So with this program, they're able to fill these roles and, in turn help the US economy. And that's something we obviously know that the Trump administration wants to happen. And then just a bunch of other things about the Trump administration. Like you said, we actually saw more green card approvals in the first 4 years under the EB3 category in the first 4 years of the Trump administration than during Biden's administration. So it's not something to be worried about, especially because our team has done a review of like all the policies and executive orders to really try to mitigate anything that would happen with the EB3. But even if a president, and this has existed since like 1997, so like, or longer, I don't even know, like a couple of decades. And so we've seen several Republican and Democrat presidents, and we've seen already a Trump administration. And it's not something that sometimes they don't even know that it exists, and sometimes they don't want to even touch it because they know like this is actually helping the US and it's completely legal. But yeah, let's go on.
Just a few things I'll mention here. So, Rao, I think your second question, Sarah just answered. The first question, and then I'll go back to you, Mursal. But the first question that Rao has about positions, and if we have any hotel positions opening, we are working with hotels as well. We have a lot of positions available. Again, our recommendation is go ahead and look at those positions and see if one of those call you and work with you. But yes, we do have partners of hotels as well that we are working with. And then Mursal, another question for you, and maybe Sarah, since you have in front of you, I don't know if it's easy for you to go through, is the timeline, to go through Mursal's timeline, how long it took. And remember that there was COVID in between, right? So he had a few hiccups there, but he did get the final prize of the green card.
yes.
Yeah, so, and I think we'll post his timeline. Is it going to be next Tuesday? We'll post that timeline.
Yes.
Okay, so
go ahead, sorry.
We'll post that exact timeline, but you started your process in like April of 2020, correct? That's when you filed your labor certification. Labor certification took about a year to get approved. So from what I have, in March of 2021, LC was approved.
Yes.
Correct. Correct me if I'm wrong at any time. I might have
You are not
written.
wrong.
I might have written this down wrong. And then let's see. You were approved, and then I-140 was filed almost the same month. Correct. The
Yes,
I-140.
it's correct.
Okay. And it had premium processing and was approved. Doing quick math, 8 days later.
Wow.
Is that correct? With premium processing? Okay. And then for processing, I have a couple of dates here that I think the first interview you were scheduled, it says February of 2022.
Yes.
Was that
My
right?
first interview unfortunately not happened as a coronavirus situation in my country, unfortunately.
Got it. That's where I was getting confused. So yeah. So what was it that happened in your country at that time?
During this time, in my country, in Azerbaijan, coronavirus situation, it was so strict, and I cannot also move the Georgia embassy.
Oh yeah, it was scheduled in Georgia. Yep.
Yes, Georgia embassy. Because I cannot fly it also.
And yeah, and that's happened a lot. I mean, it can change year by year, but so yeah, I have your first interview scheduled in 2022. So if it hadn't happened, if nothing, if everything was okay in Azerbaijan then, and you were able to have traveled to Georgia, and you have a green card now, so it kind of sounds bad when I say it, but you probably would have gotten a green card in 2022. Correct?
Yes.
I mean, if your interview, unless you had gone into administrative processing then as well.
Yes.
But so your first interview was 2022, and then next one was scheduled in 2023.
Yes.
And then you had administrative processing. And for those of you who don't know what administrative processing is, it just means basically that department or USCIS needs to look into the case further, or they need something more. It's kind of like a request for evidence for the very last step for consular processing. So they just are looking for more documents. In Mursal's case, it would be his job offer letter that they needed. And that can, even though you're like, you go home and you're like, I have my job offer letter, like, let me in again. Yes. They could schedule your interview for a whole year or 2 years later or 3 months later. It just depends on that embassy. So for Mursal, it was a year later they scheduled your interview. You brought your job offer letter that time, and then green card approval was when?
Green card approval, it was on December.
December,
yes.
Yep.
It was in December, and yes, it was in December, and I moved the USA in February. Yes.
And then you moved here, and then you started working with client services, right? The team at BDV that's helping. Did they helped you with relocation, and then they're going to help you with starting work with your sponsor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll start that soon.
Yeah, that's a big difference too when we talk about, people that are selecting BDV Solutions and people that we talk about BDV Solutions for business, being in business for so long. There's all the client service too what that means is we help you guys. We help you with the moving. We help with so many things in setting you up here in the U.S. That Mursal, you can talk a little bit about how helpful that was. And then I also want to go back to premium processing. A lot of people were like, wow, that was so fast, 8 days. And they want to understand what happens when, if premium processing is optional, what's the benefit of having premium processing? So that, Sarah, probably is for you. And then, Mursal, if you can talk a little bit about the help that BDV Solutions had in your move to the United States.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I can say premium processing, but on me it was regular process, not premium, and I waited a lot of time because, as I said, I was in coronavirus situation, and Biden administration waited time administrative process. Um, but I really
So your I-140 was premium, but there's no premium processing for the DS-260. So that's what you're talking about with the green card application, right? That obviously wasn't premium because that doesn't have premium processing. I just want to even make sure that my timeline I have written down here is right. But anyways, yeah. So there's like different reasons. We at BDV include premium processing in our total cost for several reasons. I mean, obviously, with retrogression, a lot of people decide, I want to wait longer or I can't wait longer. I don't have to pay that. But last year, I think it was a year, maybe a year and a half ago now, 1 month the Visa Bulletin was showing, with the beginning of the retrogression, it was like May of 2019. And then the very next month, it said October of 2023. And it jumped several
oh,
years. And in 1 month, everyone was like, I need my I-140 file because they were trying to file I-485s or DS-260s or get processed or try to get everything filed. And obviously, there's a lot of people having to do that in the same month. And also getting documents ready for attorneys in 30 days. And all these attorneys all of our attorneys had to try and file as many as possible in that 1 month that we were current. And so it's very likely that that can happen, especially for 2021 and 2022, because most of those people have already been approved, and USCIS doesn't have to spend so much time on the visa bulletin for those people. So they can move faster on the visa bulletin and they could, jump several years. And so that's why we recommend I-140 premium processing. It also locks in your priority date. So once your I-140 is filed and approved, the day you filed your labor certification, your priority date is locked in and it's good. It doesn't expire. So at that point, you can move forward. If anything happens, even if, something happens and you have to refile a labor certification, which is unlikely to happen, but you get to keep that priority date. So there's several reasons for it. I mean, especially back in the day, after LC approval, everyone was going ahead and filing all those documents at the same time. Might have been a little bit different for you, Mursal, since your accounts are processing and you're processing back in 2021, 2020 and 2021. But yeah.
All right. Marcel, I'm just actually curious. So we have a few more minutes, and then Sarah, I'll give it to you to ask some questions too. But I'm curious, going back in 2020, when you had, when you start learning about EB3 and you start learning about BDV Solutions, and then you went from like selecting the job to actually making that first payment. What is that like for you to like make that decision to make the first payment? Now full circle for you, right? Because you got it. Like this is the end result. And I want to talk about two things. So one is you going from that selecting the job to actually, I'm going to do it and I'm going to put this down payment and I know I'm going to get my green card. And now, a few years later, we're celebrating here with you that you got your green card. And I see you look very happy. You look excited. This is what it makes Sarah and I very happy too, because this is what we do every day, right? Like we help people in the process. And then when we see the final results, that's when we go like, oh, wow, that's amazing to see. And that's what we like to invite you guys over.
And sometimes they just forget about us. They're like, I got my green card. I'm going to go do whatever I want. And I'm like, come to me, come back to me. I want to hug you guys. And I want to celebrate with you. And they're like, bye. I'm like, but thank you so much for like coming back with us.
Also Google reviews, and I shared them. I have my green card. I'm saying
yes, we like that. Thank you.
yes,
I love that.
It was pleasure for me. BDV is like family. It's not only company. I feel like I'm in the family because BDV always. Also, I'm thankful. Also, all BDV partners, Chris and Leota. Also, you. Thank you very much for everything.
Amazing.
I don't think I had anything to do with yours. I started like a year after you came through, so I didn't have all these people back here are the ones that helped you, but I still like to I still like to take credit for it. I got to visit some people come to the office in Greenville And then I've been able to visit some former applicants or former clients that are working with their sponsor, and I got to meet them at the restaurants, and just like that's just the most gratifying thing after just seeing you guys, like, just chatting with you guys or being across a computer, but seeing you in real person, especially people that came from outside the US and are in the US in the flesh. It's very exciting and very happy. And that's why we do what we do.
Absolutely. I just
So
want to
thank
answer one
you.
question
Yeah.
from Anton too. Anton is from Russia, and he's asking if you can make payments from Russia. Yes, we have clients. Actually, one of our former clients from Russia that he actually became our employee. Now he was actually a coder, right? He was an engineer, and now he's back to that. But he became such a family like Mursal that he wanted a job because he wanted to help people get the green card too in his community in Russia. So he actually, maybe we can connect him because he brings a lot of people from Russia that he has his community here and also there. So I would love to DM you and put you in contact with our ambassador from Russia. He's great, and he used to be our employee
Also, I
And a
am
client.
client.
also I am saying to Russian people, Turkish people, and Azerbaijani people, when they have questions, they can text me. Also, I am advising saying and recommendation the people. My Google testimonial, they can check my Google testimonial. I asked some questions in the testimonial video. They can also check in the Google.
Excellent. Thank
Perfect.
you for that. Thank you, Sarah. Any final words from you?
No, I'm just so happy to see how excited you are. It really does make me so happy. Like I could cry right now, but I won't because I'm in the office. But it really does make me so happy because I always say this, and everyone who's a part of the Facebook group knows that I say this so often. But I'm an immigrant, and I know exactly how it feels to want. Well, I was very young, but my parents know how it feels to have, sacrificed so much to come and come to a new world and do better for yourself and for your future family. So I'm very happy for you, Marsal, and I'm really excited for what's to come.
Yeah.
We're not done with you yet. You're our client services team is still helping you with working with your sponsor, and we'll go to your citizenship ceremony, and we'll just always keep in touch. And if you're ever in Greenville, South Carolina, come visit us because I really like, again, this is the best part of my job, is not just talking to people, but like seeing how successful you will become.
Yes. Mursal, thank you so much. For those of you guys that we haven't got to your questions, we haven't forgotten you yet. We'll have your information. We'll be DM you, and you please feel free to open an account and also chat with us with the account. But we have your information here. We will DM you. Also, I'm going to say that Mursal is going to be back a few weeks from now. He's going to do another test live
Yeah.
like this and answer more questions. So if you haven't got a chance to think something, or maybe you go back home and you think, oh, I should have asked that, we will let you know when he will be live again, and we will do this again to chat with you. But Mursal, thank you. Thank you for your review. Thank you for trusting us, and really congratulations from the bottom of our heart. We really hope everything goes great here in America for you.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your patience also, because I texted a lot of mail to be the what's the next step? You say yes like that. Um, yes, right now I am so happy.
I think we both forget, like our clients forget that there's like a human under the other on the other side of the screen, and I think we also forget. And then when we think about it, like, okay, there's humans involved. We really gotta be patient with everybody. So
Yes,
thank you for your patience. Go
yes,
ahead.
I'm saying to people, be patient, only patient. Keep your patient.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, everybody.
Bye.